Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show that happens twice a week where two old guys and one rather young barista play old games. This week it's Original Flavor Wednesday, so that means we're playing down through Digital Trends top 25 Sega Genesis games.
Right.
This week we are on their 22nd.
Something like that. We're in the 20s
so.
still. I think that's safe to say.
Because what's it been? Poltergeist, Madden.
Poltergeist wasn't on there. That was just
Poltergeist instead of Madden
that we did.
Madden.
Yeah.
And then Herzog Zwei.
Yep. Herzog Zwei.
Yeah, I can't do it. And then we took a break, so I guess this is 23 actually.
Something like that.
So this is our Digital 23rd ranked game.
Echo the Dolphin. Don't forget Echo.
Echo the Dolphin. You're right. So it is 22.
Why did we do this? We could have left this alone.
Yeah. No. Poke that bear.
Yeah.
So today we're playing Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, and we put out the call for the foremost Michael Jackson Moonwalker authority. So guest starring from Hops and Heroes, Bailey Warr.
Hello.
Hey, Bailey.
Hi. I'm so excited.
I'm glad that we got you because listening to some of the early episodes of Hops and Heroes, I distinctly remember you talking about Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, like to the point where I did research on the game. Where it's like, is that a real thing?
Yeah, I think the first episode we ever recorded, I ended up talking about it for like 30 minutes. I just was like, well, this is the game I played growing up, and I'm going to talk about it for a really long time. So, yeah, I got a lot of feedback about that too. I still do.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
what kind of feedback?
I mean, just people that would listen to it be like, it's the same thing. Like, I have to look into this game. I never heard of it. Or, oh my God, yes, I remember that game. That's incredible. And everybody just thought it was really funny that I knew so much about a Michael Jackson video game.
I still can't believe that it's a real thing. Just because, maybe it's because I didn't have a Genesis. Maybe because I wasn't like the biggest Michael Jackson fan in the universe. But I didn't know about it.
I knew this game just because whenever I went to pick up my Super Nintendo, my dad almost instead bought a Sega Genesis because of this game. Because he loves Michael Jackson, and this game was on the display. And he was like, oh man, look at this. He's all dancing and singing. Oh man, this is music. You sure you don't want this one, Tyler? You sure? Yes, I'm sure.
So what you're saying is you had the opportunity to turn your dad on to video games. Like that was a divergent timeline.
Yep. He would have played that for every bit of 5 minutes and then quit and never played it again.
Yeah.
What about the Michael Jackson MMO? Do you think he would be into that?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I was about to say, do we want to start off with child molestery jokes yet? Or are we going to save that?
I'm sure they'll come up organically.
We should save them, yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of time for that when we talk about this game.
Which reminds me, oh yeah, that'll definitely come into play. You're right. I was going to tell a story about Michael Jackson that was recently in the news, but I'm not gonna because I realize that it's a huge bummer. I told you about it, Tyler, the other night, and like immediately after telling you, I was like, man, that made me feel sad inside. So I'll have a link to it in the show notes if anyone wants to check it out, but I'm not gonna bring it up on the show.
Well, before we get too deep into Michael Jackson,
yeah, right.
I'm your bearded host, Tyler, and Dave, I have a present for you.
You have a present for me?
Oh.
What is it?
I decided last night, I went all around to, it's one of those moods where you're like, I just want to be creeped out by something. I just want to be.
You wanted to be creeped out by something?
I want to go get creeped out by some things, some places I've never been in Paducah. So the first, I'll give you the present and then I'll tell a story.
Okay.
So after recording Echo the Dolphin,
Yes.
I know your fetish.
You went and got
So
me a
this
dolphin.
this is what I got. What this is,
What is that?
it is.
No, that is gross. I don't want that. No, I don't want it. No, I don't want that.
It will
That
make,
looks, no.
You can turn your penis into a dolphin
No.
with this.
No, you keep that. No, there's a condom inside it. I don't.
That's how it fits on your penis.
No, I don't want
to
that.
turn it into a dolphin.
That is gross.
This is what I picked it up at one of the local sex shops, and I was like, "Oh, it's a dolphin. I'm gonna get it for Dave." And I took it up to the counter, and the woman just like looked at it, and like if she typed like there's a price on it, but there's no like barcode, so she has no clue what it is. She has to call like
Get a
few
price
managers at other stores, and like it's this thing. It's a dolphin that would go on your dick. I don't know what it is. Where is it? Ring it up under French tickler. Okay. So this is a French tickler dolphin head.
Okay.
Is that what it is? Yeah. I was looking it up on my phone right now. I was like, I think they make sex toys, and it's like the little dolphin nose.
This is.
That I know about it.
It's a very short condom.
Oh my God, you're right. So this could actually be a big confidence booster because this is a very short toy.
Yeah, it's about a 2-inch condom with a dolphin's head on the end of it. They also had like a space alien probe and like a unicorn. They had a bunch of weird shit.
All right. It kind of is it a dolphin?
I thought it was a
smiling dog.
It might be a dog. It might be a pig. I saw dolphin. I guess I elected to see dolphin. My Rorschach
I get
test.
it. It just dolphins normally don't have eyebrows. Yeah. But thank you, Tyler. I appreciate it. Let me just go ahead and put that condom back in there. Shut this
Put it back
up.
in its special case.
There we go. Oh boy, I can't wait to go home and show Nikki.
But because there is Incognito is the strip club in Paducah. I did not go to that. I went to Romantics, which is a local like just sex toys and a theater and stuff.
When you
like
just want to
that.
give a bro a helping hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The other place that I have never been to, I've seen it my whole life, and I've never been to it. And it's been under so many different names, but it's always been the same thing. It used to be called, back in the day, the strip club was called Regina's, and this store was called Regina's 2.
Right.
And it's been through different things, and now it's called A Wild Hare.
I've seen that. I've driven by that.
Yep, all the time. Everybody drives by it. It's right there.
there.
Like you leave Southside Paducah, and it's like
It's there.
It's greeting you goodbye and hello.
Right. It's aloha.
It's like underneath like an overpass. Like it's super shady. Never been in it, but it's not a strip club. It's
actually a bistro.
It's very good. Yeah. It is adult modeling.
What? Like the Craigslist ads you always see? You know the ones I'm talking about.
Well, because what I thought it was is just like maybe there are strippers around and they just give private dances. There's no like dance floor. It's just where you socialize or you buy lingerie. I don't know.
Okay.
I pull up and it's just the outside, like these weird blinking lights everywhere. It looks sort of like a house. All the shades are drawn and taped up.
That's what you want.
It's really weird.
That's what you want.
So weird.
Yeah. Did you go inside?
Oh, I did go inside. Well, I stood outside and I checked my phone first.
Did you do this by yourself?
No.
Okay,
no,
good.
no.
I was about to say, there's no way I could like.
No, just me. I mean, there were plenty of men by themselves there.
Oh, I bet.
But like, I check my phone and I look up just to see someone else come in.
Is that a sex joke?
A man who, this entire experience reminded me sort of the movie 8mm.
I haven't seen it, but that is a movie about snuff film. Is it cool? Great.
Like they could have shot on location at a wild hare.
I really want you to finish the story now.
Because a guy who looked like he would be like the gimp suit guy in 8mm walks by in his like Harley Davidson, like the shirt is cut off, not just the sleeves, but it's cut down to the waist where it's the large holes going from your shoulder to your waist that people wear. That
the large hole
I don't
model.
understand.
Right.
Yeah.
So you let your whole sides
And like
breathe.
jean shorts. That guy goes in. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go and see what this is all about.
That's my guy.
That's him. And I walked in and, first, there's nothing to describe that smell. The smell when I walked in is something akin to like incense and Badussy and and I don't know, weed maybe, I don't know. It's super strange. And they had like it looks like they stole the entrance from a Chinese restaurant because I walk in and there's like this rock fountain with like a naked
Some
girl or
koi in
whatever.
there.
Yeah, it looks like that, only it's dry. I was like, okay, I don't know why that's there. And I walk in and it's so strange. They have a pool table there, but then there were 3 very, very sad men, each doing their own, I guess, retail thing. One is setting up at a cash register where there's a bar. No one at the bar. No one playing pool.
It's a real bar,
No one
like an actual bar,
An actual
serving
bar.
drinks.
You can go in and drink. Yeah,
I guess you need that kind of thing.
yeah. they have a liquor license apparently.
Yeah, surprise.
And I go in. The first thing you see is the DVD rental section, and it is a ton of like super old porn DVDs that most of which are dusty, and they're in like CDR cases on the wall.
Yeah, with a big sign that says "Don't have internet."
Living in 1980.
Yeah, so get you
And
through.
then to the left is their lingerie, which I'm using huge quotations in that because it looked like it was mostly rain ponchos. It was like,
Oh no, that's not what you want.
it was a lot of like not attractive latex. Like, I don't know if this place, like the unspoken rule, I don't know of if it was a water sports kind of place, but it looked like it was just a ton of gear for that. And lingerie that was expensive and clearly worn and kind of tattered and frayed. Like there was like
Yeah,
a fishnet onesie.
explains why you're wearing a fishnet onesie
Yeah,
right
and
now.
my leather poncho
Yeah.
over it.
I didn't know what I was getting.
I'm a
into.
fan.
Yeah,
Me and Bluto that walked in, we're real good
I
now.
thought you were going to the weird Venture River down the road, local water park.
Oh, because I thought, do they model here? Like, do they put on this lingerie? Then you have the option to buy it afterward, but clearly no one buys it. And then they had a whole bunch, looked like a Playboy collection and a Hustler collection of all sort of shrink-wrapped old issues of Playboy and Hustler.
Like they're comic graded and stuff.
Yeah, it looked like they were boarded and bagged. It was really weird. And the bags were dusty.
Yeah.
I look back in the back, and there are numbered rooms. One of them is open. The door is open.
Yeah.
So I can see what I've never actually seen it in real life, but I've seen it in like movies or whatever, where it's just
A naked woman.
a naked
What?
titties, Dave. It was the glass, like the cop interview sort of window or whatever,
Yeah,
where they're
like
walking in
the-
the room, but like just the glass, I guess one way, and then a chair in front of the glass. So I guess, okay, you find a model and you can't touch them or anything, and they'll dance on the other side of that glass for you.
Where do you
Okay.
where do you find the model?
There was no one in there. There were 3 other shut doors.
because it's
I don't know if something was going on,
Yeah.
but there were no like models walking around at all.
it just seems bizarre because it does sound like that is what that room is intended for.
Mm-hmm.
However, so far you haven't mentioned that you've seen a woman there.
Nope. I did not see a woman. I saw 4 men. That is
Yeah.
it. But on the far side, beyond the bar, beyond the pool table, there was the viewing theater. So it was $6 per person, $10 per couple to go into that room.
Yeah.
And there were 2 doors side by side. One was like viewing room, and the other was like the theater. So I can only assume that one room is like maybe it's some kind of show, or people can go in and have sex, and then other people can watch them. I don't know. I didn't pay the money. I thought about it, but the guy that came in right before me went in that room, and I was like, I don't want to pay $10 and walk in there, and then immediately just like, and then walk right back out. I don't know I know that guy paid his money, walked through that door. His dick is out on the other side of that door. I don't want to walk through it and see it.
It sounds like the haunted house at like the county fair or something is what like you're describing
Yeah.
to me, where it's like, ooh, I don't know. Like when you're 6, it's like, I don't know if I want to go in there. It seems scary. Seems like someone might get murdered in there.
Oh, it was surreal, creepy. Like it fulfilled the intention of the evening to go somewhere I haven't been before and be creeped out.
I'm surprised that you went. I'm glad that you went and like reported back because every time I pass by that place, I'm like, never, ever, ever am I going in there because it looks like, and like I'm kind of a weird dude, and like even like me is just like, no, fuck that. that is beyond the pale.
And
I
even
cannot-
strip clubs have like Purell dispensers and stuff like that. Like, of course, not in this place. It was just
just a hose and a waiting pool.
Yep. They had like a display case that was like old dusty dildos and bongs. What else was weird that I saw in that? Just a bunch of weird random stuff in this display case. And it was basically like the crypt keeper was behind the cash register and is like, come back and see us. Nope.
We're good. Thank you. You probably could have asked him what was on the other side of those doors.
I thought about it,
Yeah.
but then he'd probably be like, give me $5 and you
Yeah.
go back there and see. Nah, even for half price. No, thank you.
I don't blame you. Were you saving this for a show that Bailey was on?
No, this just happened yesterday. So
Well, no, I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't go into one of the rooms. I'm like, that's a cool story, but you should have gone into one of the rooms.
if the weird guy hadn't walked in like right in front of me, like I might have gone in had no one else been like, oh, maybe all the models are back there, as opposed to like if no one's back there. I mean, I know at least that guy's back there waiting for something, and I don't want to follow him.
Waiting for you.
Yeah, I'll go through the performance side. He can just watch me jerk off.
You should have asked the crypt keeper, are there any women here?
You're right. I should have. I guess I'll have to go back.
Yeah. And he would have said, I'm a woman.
Everybody kick in some Patreon money, and I'll go to that theater and pay the money to go back and see what's back there.
Do you want to do a live recording from there?
Oh, we should. It's quiet enough. We totally could. Because they weren't playing like, I mean, it was a bar with a pool table, no music.
Really?
Just silence. Just eerie silence.
I don't like that.
Like, I figured like there'd be music playing in like these shut rooms or the shut doors or the theater.
Yeah.
I heard, unless they were very well soundproofed, and it didn't seem like it. It was just silence. And a Saturday night, so I don't know.
Maybe
I
it's
don't
not
know.
their peak hours. Maybe they're a tight Tuesday evening establishment.
I need to get on like topics and see what people say about this place, because I don't know. Maybe I didn't like walk in and give the right hand signal to go to like the good shit. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Are you like there's a giant lever behind the bar that they pull and it
Yep.
like turns around and it's like the most amazing burlesque show that you've ever
Welcome
seen.
to Sodom and Gomorrah.
It's like from dusk till dawn.
Yeah. Wet pussy, dry pussy. You're welcome, Taryn.
Well,
That's all I got.
I don't know what to say. What's up, internet? I am Dave. I am your bespectacled host, and I was just going to talk about my childhood. I was going to talk about how Michael Jackson didn't really ping with me until two things: Weird Al's "Eat It" parody. I remember listening to that. I remember seeing as like the Disney Channel used to do these like music videos set to Disney cartoons. Are you familiar with
I
this?
don't remember.
So they used to do that thing, and I remember that one of the first ones that I saw and remembered was Weird Al's parody of "Beat It," which is "Eat It." And they also did "Fat," I think, instead of "Bad." I think that was also a Disney classic. So I had no idea who this Michael Jackson guy was, but I really like these Weird Al songs. So then I remember
Michael Jackson ripped off Weird Al.
it's fucking crazy. Isn't he mad? Then I remember seeing Michael Jackson on The Simpsons, and that was a big deal.
Yes.
And then I remember so after that, I was like, well, I have to get a Michael Jackson branded keyboard. I just have to do that. And I remember my parents buying me a Casio. It's a tiny Casio that's probably like about the size of an iPad. So really shitty. And I remember Michael Jackson's on the front of the box. And then inside there is Michael Jackson sheet music. There's this like little like half sheet stapled together booklet that has like sheet music for Michael Jackson songs. And I remember like learning how to play Bad on there for like 20 minutes, and then I never looked at that sheet music again because they also got me the Simpsons Sing the Blues sheet music,
Oh,
which is
that I do remember.
that's what I gave my piano teacher right before I quit. I was like, well, I'm done with piano lessons. I hate it. But before I leave, can you play something from this book, please? And then she played The Simpsons intro, sight read it, and it was amazing. And I was like, I still don't want to play piano, but thank you. Bailey, what is your are you a big Michael Jackson girl?
Only in the context of Sega Genesis Moonwalker.
Really?
No.
Are you a big adult theater girl then?
Yes.
Okay. Good. I'm glad you pinged with one of us then.
No, I'm thinking back on the weird dolphin thing that you got.
I'll put a picture on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll have a link to this in the show notes.
Well, while you guys were talking about it, I was like, wait, I've seen something like that before. And I was trying to look it up on my phone. And I used the incognito window because I was like, well, I don't sex toy on my phone. And then something on Amazon popped up. And I was like, oh, I think that's what I'm thinking of. So I clicked it, but then it links to the app. So then it immediately opened the app. But Amazon does that thing where it's like recommended for you. And it's like based on your search history. It'd be like, rings, because that's what I was looking at on my Amazon app.
I hear you. Whenever I do show notes for the show, and I do a search on Amazon for something weird, it never fails the next day at work when I'm like, oh yeah, I need to pick up like, I don't know, some batteries or something. And I go on Amazon and it's like, just recommended for you. Here's 8 of the weirdest things you don't want your coworkers to see.
Yeah, because in my it's the office at work, I guess is my office. But other people go in there and use it. I use Amazon sometimes. I'll be logged into my account and I'll, either buy stuff for myself because I'm bored at work, or sometimes I have to get stuff for the shop. And so, if anybody happens to use Amazon on the work computer now, there's going to be.
Hey, what are the dolphin head French ticklers? Did those come in yet?
Actually, and I think you mentioned me listening to the show. I think it was the Echo the Dolphin episode about y'all were talking about the lung fucking, I think.
Yes, the lung fucking, yes.
You stopped and were like, oh, I wonder if Bailey's playing this at work over the speaker.
Right.
And I totally was. But it was like, and I almost called, and I've never called in, but I was going to call because it was like 6:15 in the morning. And I wanted to be, well, I'm just hanging out at 6 o'clock in the morning. And you guys talking about lung fucking very loudly over the speakers that are the entire store that I work in. But I was alone, so nobody else got to hear it.
Oh, bummer.
Well, sometimes like the person I work with shows up earlier than they're supposed to. So they'll just like walk in and I'm either listening to like a podcast like you guys or something else, which is dangerous. And then, or like a weird sexy book or something, audiobook. It's like they never really know what they're going to hear when they like too early for that.
Is there any good dolphin erotica out there that I should know about?
Oh God, probably.
Yeah. All right. We'll look into it. I'll fuck up my Amazon recommended.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm not looking anything else up on my phone today.
Since you said incognito, that reminds me, because I did drive by the strip club incognito in town, and it was super packed. Not unusual.
Right next to Rump Shakers.
Rump Shakers, right in front of Kickin' Ash Vapors. The little triumvirate there. And the Country Castle. They're all in one little block.
What's that, Bailey?
I was like, where do you guys live that there's this many?
Well, I would like to point out that I live about 12 blocks away from all of these locations. Yeah.
So you just walk there all the time.
I could.
But I mean, super crowded outside the strip club. But I noticed it looks like all the people standing outside. I was like, is it standing room only? Are they that packed?
Standing room only in a strip club?
That's why I drove by. I had to see why is it so packed out.
Yeah.
Somebody had set up a huge grill outside, and they were just grilling out. Everyone's eating outside the strip club. Like a lot of fucking people.
Like a car dealership promotion where it's like, yeah, come on, we're going hot dogs.
There were like 40 people eating at this grill in front of the strip club.
What time was it?
It wasn't even that late. It was like 10:30.
Yeah, man, I could go for some hot dogs and some titties.
Oh, we can't take it inside? That's fine. We'll just stand out here then. It's good. Okay.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. We've had enough fun.
Yep.
Bailey, I'm curious. Recap for us. What's your experience with Michael Jackson's Moonwalker?
Well, I got it because my parents bought me a Sega Genesis used from a family member, so like my cousins, and because they were too cheap to like buy me the actual current generation gaming device, so I actually got it kind of a little bit past its prime. And they sold me like the console and the controllers and all of the games that they had just as one bundle. And that was one of the games. So that's how I got it. I didn't really pick it out. It just sort of came to me.
It chose you.
It chose me. It did. And then I played it a lot growing up and then sort of tucked it away because eventually I got like actual like current generation consoles and kind of got somewhat up to date on gaming a little bit. And then it sat in a closet forever, kind of collecting dust until I came to college. And then I brought it with me to school. And then it was like, let's all hang out and play Michael Jackson's kind of, I was the girl in the dorm with that weird video game that people could play. So, it was just a kind of a party favorite to play Michael Jackson. I played it a lot. So, and I played it a lot when I was a kid too, but it came back in my sort of early 20s as well, sort of a resurgence.
I'm curious. I was thinking this. I was wondering as I was playing Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Bailey, have you finished this game?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
When I played the game, especially when I was younger,
yeah,
I used a lot of cheats with my game genie, which I actually wrote down because I didn't know if that was going to come up or not. But one of them was you could advance straight to the boss fight. So you could skip the whole game if you just wanted. And I think I never beat it growing up, but then I sort of, when I realized but I would go straight to that fight. But then, when I was older, we went back and sort of taking turns with friends, kind of levels. Yeah, we did beat it and played all the levels. It wasn't really me solely. It would be me and a few other people, but.
That's still pretty impressive, I feel like, because I thought that this game was like a breeze up until a certain point, and then it became like the boss fights just became ridiculously hard.
It's really hard at the end. I don't think if other people had been helping me and I hadn't been using like a plethora of cheat codes, but one of the cheats is like infinite lives.
Oh yeah.
Your magic doesn't deplete whenever you do anything that would normally deplete your magic. It was just like all of these buffs that are just stupid and make the game pretty much you're completely invincible. So there was an invincibility code, and it just it didn't work whenever you turned into like Mecha Michael Jackson. You're like turned into like a full robot armor guy, or at the last fight in the boss.
I was about to ask, when does that happen? Because I did not encounter that.
I can't remember and I meant to look it up earlier because it's been so long, and I was actually watching gameplay videos, and I am an idiot for not looking into it, but I can't remember what triggers it. But there's something you can do that gets you to turn into like a robot version of yourself, and you have like artillery and you can like fly around and shoot. Did you not see that when you played?
I pull out your power coin and yell the name of a dinosaur and you get a suit on. I think you played Power Rangers, babe.
No, I remember what it is. So you're finding the kids, or I guess we'll probably have to go back and mention that at some point, but a comet falls from the sky, and if you touch the comet, then you turn into like a robot Michael Jackson. It's like something has to do with like being with a child and touching a shooting star. So bad.
I feel so ripped off. No, I didn't. I got to like the end of the 4th level. There's 5 levels. I got to the end of the 4th one, and I never turned into Mecha Jackson.
It's some sort of weird thing happens, and I can't remember if it's like randomly generated or if you have to do something that triggers it. But it has something to do with like a shooting star, like a comet, and you touch it. It's been a really long time.
Well, in the graveyard, I saw like a blue streak, and I just
that might have been it.
Son of a bitch.
Like jump up and touch it. I think you turn into a. You gotta reach up and touch it. Isn't it one of the lines from his songs too? Something about like catching a falling star.
Probably.
God, I don't know.
I don't remember that from the Casio sheet music, but it does sound very Jackson-esque.
But yeah, so that's part of my experience. So.
What was the first Michael Jackson song you guys ever heard?
Oh God, I don't know.
Eat It by Weird Al.
I just remember the video because the first Michael Jackson song I ever heard was Black and White.
Yeah, that's a weird one to come in on. I feel like
Yep.
because is that the music video with all the face morphing?
Where it's, yeah. Yep.
What happened? Do you like that became like a really hot thing for a month in the 90s where it's just like, we're just going to morph people into animals and back and it's going to be fine. Everyone's going to love it. And this technology is going to be around
I wrote
forever.
a book series called Animorphs. People love it. People buy it.
I can only, I mean, I know all, like, a lot of his songs and I can remember him. I don't know the first one that I heard, but I just have this, like, really bad memory of one of his music videos that just really creeped me out. And it was, like, when he was married to that, who was he? He was, like, married to, like, Elvis Presley's daughter. What was her name? And they did that music video together, and it was, like, he was just, like, naked and in a sheet, and there was, like, his pale, skinny body.
Yeah. I can't remember that video.
It is so traumatizing. Like, I can't get it out of my head. That's the only thing I can, like, pick right now. I can't even remember what the song was, but I just remember that supposedly very sexy and romantic music video with, like, creepy Michael Jackson body.
Yeah, I remember Michael Jackson confusing me a lot as a kid because no one, like, I never could get a straight answer.
Lisa Marie Presley.
Lisa Marie.
Okay, yeah.
Because I remember, like, I was creeped out by him because I didn't know what was going on with him. Because
what
are you? It's like that's a mean thing to say, but like as a kid, it is terrifying because it's like, are you a monster?
R.I.P. Michael Jackson. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Ugh.
Man, now I'm just looking at because I had to Google Michael Jackson and then Presley to figure out who it is, and now I'm just looking at like the YouTube links for all these interviews, and it just looks. It's like whenever, what's her name? She was the prostitute, Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts and like Lyle Lovett.
Yeah.
Like
I remember that.
Where they, it was like, oh, this is a very mismatched pair. So is this. Like she's attractive and normal, and then she's with him, and there's this cringy video where they shared an onstage kiss.
Yeah.
And it looks
and his face falls off.
just slops off.
Yeah.
But I remember, like as a kid, like seeing some of those videos and some of those things happen on like MTV and just being like, I don't understand. What does this mean?
Uh-huh.
And so I have more of a memory of that.
Yeah, and it feels like there's a really big meaning there, right? And it's like, it always seemed to me like, I feel like I'm missing the message here.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's the Michael Jackson that we got growing up. But then like as an adult, we listened to like PYT all the time in the coffee shop, like old, like Jackson 5 and like early, like one of the first, and like that's the Michael Jackson I know, but that's not what I grew up with. I grew up with like creepy albino Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I kind of came in at like the beginning of that transformation because like I remember when Thriller came out. And I remember like all the older kids making a big deal about it, and I kind of was like, oh yeah, I like this too because I'm also a cool person. And I remember that, and I remember coming in like then when I was older and I could download videos online. I remember going back and watching like Billie Jean and like all the stuff before I feel like things got really, really weird.
I had to be told that Alien Ant Farm did not write Smooth Criminal. I had no idea.
But maybe did the superior version. No, I'm just kidding. That's wonderful.
Have you seen that video recently? Because I have.
I do live with Drew, so yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen the video.
Oh my God, you have to watch the video because it's actually the video's kind of cool because it like pays homage to a lot of Michael Jackson videos, but it does it in this real like white trash kind of way, which kind of makes me feel weird. But the point of the story is like if you compare the videos, MJ's versus Alien Ant Farm, like Michael's still holds up, like it still functions as a video, but Alien Ant Farm is just like it's kind of like an embarrassment. Like I pulled the shades to make sure that like my neighbors couldn't like see that I was watching this.
Yeah, maybe that's what everybody was doing in those rooms at the place that you went.
Theaters 2, 3, and 4, strictly Alien Ant Farm.
Michael Jackson and Alien Ant Farm. Where all my alien ant heads?
Where my queen ants?
Oh my God.
Oh man. But okay, well the point. Oh, we wouldn't even do a. Hey, Dave, do you hear that?
I do hear that sound of flesh slapping against flesh, which could be anything.
Clapping.
It could be could be wet clapping. It could be Lisa Marie eating some kind of like meat face, some kind of meat mask off of a man. It could be anything, but it's probably ushering in a segment that we like to call Dave reads from Wikipedia, like 30 minutes into the episode.
God, you just made me think about Lisa Marie Presley just eating like bologna off Michael Jackson's face.
Yeah, I don't like to think about him.
That's so weird.
No, it's very weird. You're welcome. I'm glad I could give that to
Just
you.
eat the bologna. Eat the bologna off my face, Lisa Marie.
Okay, guys. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker is the name of several video games based on the 1988 Michael Jackson film Moonwalker. I did not know that this existed.
Okay, well, we'll have to do that now.
Yeah, it's a movie.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Is it good?
No.
Okay. So next Patreon episode, I guess.
Yeah, we watch it every Thanksgiving.
When we sit around and put turkey on our face and let people eat it off of us. So it's a movie. U.S. Gold published various games for home computers, released in 1989, whilst Sega developed two similarly themed beat-em-up video games in 1990. One released for arcades, which I have seen gameplay video of the arcade game. That fucking thing looks amazing. Like that, if I ever see that in the wild, I'm fucking playing it because
I've never seen it. I've never even watched the game. I don't know anything about the arcade version.
check it out because I love that you brought up Mecha Jackson because like there are several points in the arcade game where I see a dude just walk around as an effeminate robot firing laser beams.
That's pretty accurate, yeah.
So that came out, and then also a game was released for the Genesis and Master System. Each of the game's stories loosely follow the story of the film, in which Michael Jackson must rescue kidnapped children from the evil Mr. Big from Sex and the City and incorporate synthesized versions of the musician's hits, versions of the musician's hits such as Beat It and Smooth Criminal. The games, particularly the Genesis adaptation, have achieved cult status.
I am kind of bummed because you stole my Sex and the City joke.
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry.
No, but I have another one, and that's Mr. Big of To Be With You fame. I don't know if anybody remembers the band.
Oh, I do.
No.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to sing it, but
That was one of the first songs I downloaded off Napster for some reason.
I love that song, and I don't care how lame that is.
What is it?
Was
What
it-
is it again?
Something,
hit it.
the best to be with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that now.
That's what song, like, if I'm drunk at a bar and it comes on, it's like, see you later. I'm going to just belt it out. Sing white girl singing song.
During the course of this Skype conversation, why have I sang twice?
That's a great question.
As a person who cannot do it in any way, shape, or form,
the
I've
spirit,
sung twice.
the spirit of MJ is inside of you.
Yeah, it's true.
The most musical episode of TADPOG to date.
That's weirdly accurate. Yes.
The musical.
Oh man, God, that's a Patreon episode waiting to happen.
The musical.
Tadpog the musical.
That's a Patreon stretch goal because that seems like a lot of effort.
It's a ton of effort.
So this game is a platformer where you play as Michael Jackson and you are trying to rescue children that I assume have been kidnapped by Mr. Big. And I say children, but it's also like the same girl. You're rescuing the same girl.
Yep.
Who is based off of the girl. Sorry, let me push my glasses up.
No, please.
Off of it looks like a little boy to me in the video game, but I think it's a little girl in the movie. And so I think it's supposed to look like the kid in the movie.
She's like wearing Birdie's clothes. You know the McDonald's bird character? She's like with the red suspenders and the yellow shirt.
The other McDonald's Launchpad McQuack.
Yes. The poor man's Launchpad McQuack.
Because whenever you open a door and find a kid, Michael. Mm-hmm. Over and over. I mean, that'd be a decent drinking game every time a kid says, Michael, take a shot.
Yeah, you would die of alcohol poisoning. Few levels. Because there's usually about like 7 or 8 of them, the little clone child, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of them. And I think if I took a shot for every one that I saved, I'd be wasted by the end of the first stage because like they're easy to find in the beginning. It's just like, oh, behind a door, behind another door. Here's another one. I'd be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw the line here. I'm going to imagine that all those little girls are actually little sisters from BioShock, and these games take place in the same universe.
God, I love it.
And Michael Jackson is down in Rapture.
Yeah. This is how they convert them. This is the Nazi doctor's practice.
That's going to be like a really interesting Dragon Con like cosplay fusion, trying to somehow combine BioShock, which is also one of my favorite video game series like of all time, with Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Michael Jackson DeWitt. It's gonna be so good.
Man, I want the Michael Jackson Big Daddy. That's what I want.
Well, a Michael Jackson. It's like a big giant like metal fedora.
Oh my God, I would just be pleased to see a Big Daddy moonwalk.
Oh man,
I think I brought it up in the show before. Like, and I just said earlier, my dad loves Michael Jackson, and there have been so many times where like I'll come to visit when I was living there, and when I would come to visit, he would pull me down to the garage and show me his moonwalking. He's been practicing. He's pretty good, actually.
Is he really?
He's pretty good.
Would he be incredibly embarrassed the next time I saw him? I'd be like, "Can I see your moonwalk? I hear it's quite good."
I don't think he'd be embarrassed.
Do you think he would do it for me?
I think, depending if my mom's around, probably not. If it's just him, he probably would.
He doesn't like to turn her on. Is what you're saying?
I'm over it. I don't want to get her started. No. He's completely different from my mom. He's a totally different guy.
Yeah.
So,
interesting.
Yep. And however many years of marriage, like he's never once farted in front of her.
That's impossible.
what?
They both claim it's true.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't
farted.
believe it.
I farted the first time Drew ever spent the night at my house.
Did you give him a heads up or did it just happen?
I can't believe I just said that on what's going to be listening.
Well, I was
Check out our podcast too. No, yeah, no, it was like the first time he like spent the night, quote unquote, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
And I was like falling asleep, and I think
Oh, that's how good it was. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, falling asleep.
falling asleep after the fact that whatever, and then like I woke myself up farting, and he like thought it was him, but it was really me. And we look at each other, and so, but we've been together ever since.
And then you both came.
I just imagine you giving Drew a Dutch oven the first night you guys spent together.
Oh God, I should have.
This is what your life's gonna be like. I just want you to know.
But you know what? That's a really accurate statement. That's pretty true. That's horrible. Back to Moonwalker.
So the first level is essentially Smooth Criminal. Like that's the first level is just Smooth Criminal. Smooth Criminal is playing in the background. I streamed this on Twitch, and I was really worried that they were going to mute the audio.
Oh, yeah.
Because they do that. If you're playing like copywritten music, the algorithms will straight up just mute your stream. So the whole time I was like,
Ain't science something.
yeah, because it sounds. I thought the music sounded great, honestly. Like
The music is really good in this game.
it's amazing, and it's like especially for for the Genesis, which is not known for its good sound processing, and I thought it sounded great. And then on the way over to record, I was listening to Smooth Criminal in the car because I am a nerd, and I was thinking, well, you know what, like. It makes perfect sense because like these songs from this time period are all very synthy sounding anyway. And I feel like they nailed it on the Genesis.
Yeah.
So you can, as the title implies, you can moonwalk in this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your main attack is you move your feet or your arms in a motion so that sparkles fly out of them. Which I'm not gonna lie is kind of joyous. It does kind of feel really good.
It's a little like twinkle noise too every time you kick, and it kind of like makes a twinkle noise when this like little whatever it is comes out of your foot or your hand.
You're like a badass Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
That's the way I've often heard Michael Jackson described.
He had a tour. He had the badass Tinkerbell tour in '89. Are you not familiar with that one? And then, so the other button you can use to jump, and then the last button is, a really weird button that you can push to do really weird things. When you push it, if you hold it down for a long time, your life/magic meter depletes, and as it depletes, Michael starts whirling around. And then all the enemies on the stage are affected by Otto's irresistible dance, and you go through an elaborate choreographed dance scene, and then they die.
They all dance with you at the same time. So
basically, no matter what the enemy is, they all dance with you.
Even when it's a dog.
Yes.
Yep.
Dogs.
Even when it's a creepy white dog.
Yes.
Yeah, and because then he does this thing where he like does the kind of hand up in the air, crotch grab, and goes like, "Whoo!"
Oh.
Yeah, and then they all just collapse.
There's one I used it on some of the riot suit policemen or whatever the hell they were, and they just ran away, and I thought that was hilarious because I feel like that is like the most realistic response to what just happened.
They wouldn't dance?
They just ran. They just stampeded off of the stage, and I was like,
the pack
okay.
of wild dogs will dance with you.
Yes. Yes.
SWAT team will not.
No, they got the fuck out of there.
Okay. Wow.
Which
there's also the move where you can throw. I can't remember how to do it, but you can throw your fedora.
yes.
Kung Lao style
Yes.
throw on your hat.
Yeah, and it kind of takes out a whole like row of people if you got a few guys coming at you. So that one's always good. And just like the sound effects during all of those attacks are amazing.
Well, see, I love the hat throw, but what sucks about it is since you've only got 1 meter that like combines your life and your magic, it always sucked for me to use because I'd throw the hat and it would take like a quarter of that meter away.
Well, so what you do is you buy a game genie that into the Genesis, and then you stick Michael Jackson's Moonwalker on top.
Yes.
And you can plug in some codes where that doesn't happen. Played that game.
Or
you can just spin the entire level, just spin and spin. Your magic doesn't deplete.
That sounds fucking amazing.
So that's how I played the game. So I guess I'm a big fat cheater.
Well, I like your style though, because if I had the option, I would have done that for sure.
Yeah.
The only way to like restore your health and magic is little girls. Little girls rejuvenate Michael Jackson.
You consume the little girls. I assume that's what you're doing. They're in like the hiding spots are behind doors, behind windows, behind tombstones, behind bushes.
The cars, right? Were they in the cars?
Yeah, there's some in trunks, but also in the parking garage, there's like every other car has a time bomb in it. It's a very dangerous city that we're living in. The second stage is extremely dangerous because it is essentially the bad music video.
Mm-hmm. It's a bunch of hoodlums in a parking garage.
They all look like Axl Rose, every single one of them.
But yeah, none of them look different. They all look like the same like white guy, like a backwards hat, and like a jacket.
They're a gang. That's their thing.
So I think that I don't know, but I haven't read this, but my assumption is that they put so much music into this game that they didn't have a lot of memory left to alternate like what the kids look like or alternate what the enemies looked like.
That's a really good point because music is critical in this game.
Yeah,
so that's where all your memory has to go.
I never thought about that. That's a really good point.
It's just a guess. I don't have any research to back it up, but like
I don't see how that's inaccurate. Like that has to be what it is.
It's enough. Honestly, it's enough for me to forgive it for like seeing the same enemy over and over again because I kind of enjoyed this game. I got frustrated at different parts, like for example, the stairs.
I was going to ask you about that.
I had Castlevania flashbacks.
Oh God, yes, because they're impossible to like smoothly go up or down any stairs in the game. And thank God, like I feel like the only stairs in the game are in the first level. Mm-hmm. Everything else, like after that, they're like, oh, whatever, elevators, you're fine. We realized that those stairs were murder.
Did you figure out how to go down? Like you can slide down the rails too?
Yeah, no.
You bump those rails.
So if an enemy or two, one of the little gangster guys in that first level, what did you call them? Like 1920s gangsters or something?
Yeah.
Walking up the stairs. There's again, I don't remember what button you press, but there's something you can do where you slide down and he goes like, woo!
Because it's fun, presumably.
and it's great, and it kills the guys, but yeah, if you can figure out how to get down the stairs to begin with is the problem with that.
I didn't know that you could do that. And I'm jealous because I would have loved to have done that. Instead of walking over the stairs like 8 times, trying to like, why won't he go
Ducking
down
and moving
the stairs?
and going back.
Well, no, I mean that's the thing though, is like it's still hard as shit to try and get him to actually start going down the stairs because he always does the one thing you don't want him to. I don't know what the mechanic is on that, but it's really awful.
Well, and it's like absolutely ridiculous too because it's like I feel like all of his other movements are like really fluid. Like the animation, his animations like look really good, like to the point where it's fun to control him. And then yes, you get to the stairs and like all of a sudden now he is like a lesser Mecha Jackson. Where he's like Brave Little Toaster style, like just trying to get down the stairs and it's impossible.
Yeah, I think really looking back on it, I think really other than it getting kind of hard at the end, the stairs are definitely my main problem and criticism with the game. But yeah, everything else about it's super fun. It's fun.
I think it's fun too. But I really feel like the game got unnecessarily difficult in the 3rd stage, which is I guess you're in the thriller video because you're in a graveyard.
Is that with the zombie ghost things?
Yes, there's a boss for like, so each level has like 3 or 4 stages to it. And then like right in the middle, there's this boss fight where I swear to you, like 12 zombies come out and start leaping at you. They flank you. They start coming in from the sides quick. Once you defeat them, 2 more zombies come out that like split at the torso and send them flying towards you.
And when they're flying, you can't hurt
invulnerable.
them. Yep.
Yeah. And that is the moment when I was playing the game where it like went from easy to absolutely fucking impossible.
That's where I quit.
I don't blame you.
So, yeah.
There's not that much. There's only 2 or 3 2 stages after that one? 1 stage after that one before the boss fight?
I know after that there's a cavern, which has explosive spiders in it, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
Which that whole cavern was kind of like, felt like a stealth game to me because like I would just pop into a cave, see if there's a girl there, and if she's not, I just pop back out and then go to the next cave.
That's also how I explore caves.
Yeah. I think that's on the brochure at Mammoth Cave, isn't it? Like, see all the children.
Trying to find our girls.
Are there any girls in here? Nope. Okay, bye.
There are 20 girls hidden in Mammoth Cave. You can't get out until you find all of them. Even if you make it to the exit and there's one left, got to go back and explore the whole cave again.
But when you do find all of them, don't worry. You get a monkey dressed up like Super Mario who will point the way out.
You get Bubbles GPS on your shoulders.
I didn't know about Bubbles until someone in the Twitch chat like had to school me on Bubbles because it was No One Took This. Thank you if you're listening. No One Took This. I forgot about Bubbles. Like I don't know. I didn't know anything about Bubbles. Apparently, he's just a chimpanzee that Michael Jackson had.
Yep.
That they hung out. They were buddies.
Mm-hmm.
They like dressed like each other. Or he dressed him up to look like him. I guess the chimpanzee didn't really have a choice. I'm gonna dress like you today.
Can either of you tell me how we tolerated Michael Jackson?
The
music was good.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's the thing about like NBA players and celebrities. Like if they produce a good product, you kind of don't care about anything else.
Because it does, like, that is like out of context. Like, for instance, when Henry is 8 years old, I'm going to sit him down and be like, all right, there was this man who owned a monkey and dressed him up like him. They'd hang out, they'd pretend to be friends. And then the man dangled a baby over a balcony. And then something about Paul McCartney.
I did.
Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin, like, and all of his little child friends would spend the night at his giant mansion filled with toys.
South Park does a good breakdown of Michael Jackson and his relationship with kids.
Yeah.
And I found some sources about what you said the other day, Dave.
What I said? What did I say?
About
I don't like it when you talk like
you
this.
You didn't want to talk about it until you had a source about
his
videos and stuff like that. So, Radar Online, the Telegraph, Daily Beast, Huffington Post, they all talk about the same stories. There's a source. There's a documented source for this.
Yeah.
So we're not just saying shit.
So you've brought it up. Mm-hmm. I wasn't going to bring it up because I think it's a huge...
It's a bummer. It's a huge bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Could you have some like sad music play in the background while you tell
some sad Hulk music? Yeah, we could probably make that happen.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Do you? I mean, you teased it. Do you want to get into it?
I guess I need to. So, warning,
Yeah.
trigger warning, I guess. Like,
Why does this have to happen when I'm on the show?
This story is gross.
Yeah.
Like, this story is really gross.
well, we can brief it.
All right.
I can make it. I can do a single line.
I did tease it, so it is.
Yeah, do the like really sugar coated like one sentence.
So here,
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Do an onion headline of this.
okay. So this is a story that was released recently, so it's topical, and we're doing a Michael Jackson game. So here's something gross. Michael Jackson kept animal torture videos to show to children to scare them so they would cuddle with him. End of story.
Oh my god!
I know. It's so like that makes my skin crawl.
But,
Wait, so
but Thriller, dog. Thriller.
That is why. Okay, hold on a second. So Mr. Big isn't the villain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jackson is, and Mr. Big is trying to hide the kids.
Oh my god.
Jackson.
Oh my
You
god.
are so right. You're playing the villain. And the kids say Michael because they're scared and they're trying to run away to get away
Michael!
from him. No, Michael!
Yeah, it is an upward inflection.
I don't want to see the sad puppy anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we finally figured it out.
Mystery solved.
Yeah.
There we go.
True.
Wrote down this game like, yeah, you're right. That's it. 100% it.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't make it to the last level, so I can't confirm. Bailey, you finished the game, so
Yeah. Did you watch any gameplay of the boss fight?
I did not.
I can't. Well, God, I should have researched this more. I was meal prepping all day, so I didn't do a lot of homework.
Oh, yeah, you're doing that 1 in 30, like make all your meals for 30 days and these easy to.
No, it's like I can't eat anything good for 30 days.
Oh, okay. You did something different. I thought you were doing. Okay.
No, yeah, it's like no sugar, no alcohol, no.
No alcohol.
How are you going to do Hops and Heroes
Yeah,
if you're
you
not
can't
drinking?
record.
I'm gonna review some like sparkling water, I guess.
Some Crystal Light.
Yeah.
That is a bummer.
Anyway, whatever. So that's why I didn't. But okay, so boss fight. I'm sure when we do record, I'll just bitch about Whole30 the whole time.
Please, I can't wait.
It's day one, and I'm already like kind of in a horrible mood all the time.
I'm,
It's like,
I'm glad we caught you on day one.
Yep.
if we had recorded this a week later, I'd be like, yeah, fucking, let's just get it over with.
Why don't you guys fuck yourselves?
Okay, so the boss fight, the point I was trying to make, I guess, is that I can't remember the mechanics at all of how you fight, but it's basically like a flight simulator. So, you know how you would, I guess, joke around about in between the levels, like it's like Michael Jackson's now like a car flying through space.
Yes.
That comes into play in the boss fight.
Really?
That's you in the boss fight is like car Michael Jackson.
Your car?
Like a space car version of Michael Jackson.
It's like it's
you need to watch the video of it because it's actually like first person, like a flight simulator, and like you're shooting down like Mr. Big's spaceship that's kind of flying all over the screen, and that's the boss fight.
I'm glad that the space car comes into play because that was extremely confusing because like at the beginning of the game, before the first level starts, you see a car jump into the sky and then it like silhouettes into Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So it's almost as if we're not playing the real Michael Jackson. We're playing the car version who's polymorphed into Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they never really explain why that is, but it is.
Is that in the movie?
I don't remember.
I hope so.
It's been a long time.
That sounds like a really weird movie that I need to watch.
My dad the other day made me watch a whole episode of this very old and awful TV show called My Mother the Car.
I've heard of that.
It was fucking weird as shit.
When is that from?
It's got to be 60s or 70s. Like it is. It's like the golden Green Acres, Petticoat Junction era of television.
It's not part of the same universe, is it?
Maybe.
All right.
There's this a guy, his mom dies, and her soul flies into his car. And
Like she had a choice. Like she could have chosen anything. She's like, car.
no, I'll be this car. And like, so you see, like, there's this light of the radio, like, blinks whenever she's talking, and like he drives her around and gets life advice from her, and she helps him out. It's really fucking terrible.
So it's like Mr. Ed, but with a car.
But yeah, Yeah, but with a car that's his mother like chastising him, and there's a laugh track. It's so bad.
Awesome. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's full seasons on YouTube that I can watch.
You guys have any achievements?
I do. I have, I think, two. Let me make sure that I wrote them both down.
Oh yeah, I'm not prepared at all.
I do. I have two. I've teased one of mine, and that is my first achievement is Otto's Irresistible Dance, which is a D&D spell, as we all know. In order to unlock that achievement, you have to defeat every boss in the game through the power of your dance.
Ooh.
You can't, because they do not have a choice. You start doing it, and it's just like, we wanted to kill this man, but we have to dance. We have to.
But that kills them, so
They're exhausted, I guess.
yeah, they can't keep up.
Or do you think you're just like exuding carbon monoxide? Or is it carbon dioxide? I don't know what a car does.
Monoxide.
Monoxide. Thank you. All those chemistry classes you took helps me with my really bad joke. So maybe while they're all dancing, you're just emitting the carbon monoxide, and then they pass out just from
And
poison.
then die afterward. You just stand by them until they
Yeah, it's gonna be like that's what's sprinkling like off of his foot, even though
Ooh, I like it. Chemical warfare.
just acid, battery acid.
My second achievement is called WWMJD. And in order to unlock WWMJD, you have to moonwalk over water, which is 100% absolutely doable in this game. You can moonwalk over water, much like Christ himself did. I believe that's in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
And you can do it in the graveyard. It is wonderful. You can also, in case you were wondering, this doesn't unlock an achievement, but you can moonwalk on a piano. You can do that if you want to, and drive the people around you crazy because it sounds like the worst thing in the world.
Oh no,
It sounds like somebody actually moonwalking on a piano.
It does.
yeah, it makes a piano noise. You can just go back and forth and back and forth. I did that.
It's irresistible.
yeah.
I had one achievement.
Okay.
Or Bailey, do you have any? Or did you think of any?
I mean, no, I actually beat the game, so I don't.
Oh,
There's your
fair.
pass.
That's fair.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I just didn't. I'm not prepared. I'm sorry. I'll come up with one later.
Mine is, see, we did put it in the game. And that's when you just moonwalk.
Ah, gotcha.
I like that.
There's a trick to moonwalking. It took me a little while to realize that you have to like move immediately after like kicking or punching or something like that.
For a second, I thought you meant in real life.
I
There's a
do.
trick to it.
I do.
Oh, my dad's explained the physics of how to like. No, you have to move your heel back. Man, Michael Jackson's so good at it. I'm just a practice of Tyler. Watch.
Yeah, but can he do the thing where he leans forward all the way without falling?
They had to have used wires, right? I mean,
No,
there's
they used. I know what they used. You want to know?
Ooh.
What they used? Yeah, I saw it's a video. There was like a little. It was on the stage. There was a little thing sticking up where all of the dancers had to be.
yeah.
When he did it in the live shows, obviously it was probably more set up, but he would do it in the live shows too. And then their shoes were designed so that it could slide in and kind of lock into place. So
Ah.
actually locked into the stage. And then they would lean forward and then you kind of like slide moonwalk out of it. But they had to slide out of it like that to like unlock their shoe, the bottom of the heel of their shoe from that little thing sticking up. And that's what kept them from falling. Does that make sense? It's hard to explain without.
No, I get it.
Yeah, like there's kind of like indentations in the floor kind of deal.
Yeah. So.
I'm glad that you laid that knowledge on me because I recently watched that video. Henry loves old Michael Jackson because it's good and he's a child and he's susceptible to the wiles of
Man,
Michael Jackson.
that's what it's geared towards. So
And
Jackson's dead now, so it's safe.
yeah, we can say whatever the fuck we want about
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. He will not haunt any of us. How awful would that be to be haunted by Michael Jackson?
I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
I can get like whenever I heard about why he died, I was like, I mean, I get that.
No one was
I
surprised,
understand
right?
that. Well, like, because he would go under anesthetic to fall asleep. Like, I can totally get the appeal to like someone just like pokes you and you fall asleep. That sounds fucking amazing to me.
Is that what it was? Like he did that? I didn't know that.
Yep, he had, that's what that Conrad doctor like would come in every night and anesthetize him to knock him out.
Ugh.
because he had horrible insomnia. That's the only way he could fall asleep, and the most effective and efficient. Although he's not really asleep, he's under, so it's different.
Yeah.
But
He had insomnia. Do you think it probably had nothing to do with his conscience eating away at him, right?
oh no, not at all.
Bubbles is just like ashamed, like just won't look at Michael Jackson.
I hear the voices, doctor. Put it in my arm.
I think I hear that Bubbles might have outlived MJ. Is that true? Do we know that?
I believe so. Yeah,
Is he still alive now?
I think I read something about that.
It's going to be the Bubbles ghost.
The ghost of Bubbles. Do you think he was probably the most worried, like out of everybody at the Neverland Ranch? Because he was like, "Oh God, I'm an animal, and I also kind of look like a small child. I am fucked."
Literally.
Oh, God.
I don't like to think about that because it probably, probably
Yeah,
happened.
you don't know.
Probably happened.
We don't know. It's all
Allegedly.
It's all bad. It's all bad.
Allegedly. Yeah. We don't know.
Please don't haunt us, Michael Jackson. I've got a few questions. One of these questions, both of you can try to answer. But before we get to that, Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I've had a lot of fun today talking to you and Bailey about Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. It's a game that I did not expect to be as enjoyable as it was. But before we close things out, I have a couple questions for you. The first of which being, if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
It would have to be the small, sort of barely there caterpillar sitting on your lip pedophile mustache.
Okay. All right. I don't understand why you would give it that mustache, but okay.
Because it appeals to young children.
Yeah. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
I'd have to give it those large lens, gold frame, circular, pedophile, creepy glasses that have the bar across the middle plus the nose guard, and those glasses.
The ones you find inside an airbrushed van?
Yeah.
So you're either going to look like an actual pedophile or just like a hipster that lives in downtown Atlanta.
Depends on how big of a gut you have. Yeah. That's the only deciding factor.
Yeah.
How short your shorts are?
I work in the coffee industry, so I see a lot of those glasses and mustaches, and it's,
Oh, man.
yeah.
Hot.
I've got one more question, and this is for both of you guys. I want to know how much this game is on Amazon. If you were to purchase it right now, used for the Sega Genesis on Amazon, how much do you think you'd pay for it?
I'll go first and say $23.
$23 from Tyler. Bailey, what do you think?
Can I prices right that and be like 24?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say like 25, 24, 25.
All right. That's very close. I think you guys are both going to be pleasantly surprised. Actual retail value of Michael Jackson's Moonwalker used for the Sega Genesis on Amazon at the time of this recording is $13.40. That's a steal.
Man.
I don't know if I'd pay that much money for this game.
Yeah.
I would.
Would you? Yeah.
I would if I still had my Genesis.
It's got
I
good
would.
cover art.
It really does.
Yeah, the cover art's pretty. I mean, it's very quintessential, like, of that era.
And the only other thing we didn't mention, because it kind of has to do with the cover art, is the cutscene art, I guess, if you will, in between levels, like when you finish a level, and it's just his face, and it's a still image of his face, but then his mouth just kind of opens.
Yes.
Like a really bad animation of just mouth moving.
Yeah.
And going, woo!
Woo! It's like when Conan would do the thing where it's like, it's a still
the
photograph,
mouth
and then
cut
they have
out.
the mouth move. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's exactly what it looks like.
That is exactly what it looks like. And how every level ends when you get to see your score for the level. It's that.
Man, I miss old school late show or just late show.
Do
Conan
you?
O'Brien.
Yeah, that was good stuff. I haven't seen his new show.
I mean, it's good too, but he had to leave a lot of that intellectual property with NBC. So.
Right. I just liked how weird it got, because it got really weird.
It got really weird.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't make it as the Tonight Show host. He was just a little too weird for the masses.
But I'm all for that. I think that's.
Oh, I was sad. I like it, but guess who? My parents wouldn't get it. So
The
Yeah.
Texas Walker Ranger, or the Walker Texas Ranger. I mean, the lever, like that is like, I'll never forget that. Like, I'll be on my deathbed, like, all right, I remember that thing. That was
Walker
really-
told me I have AIDS.
Is he the one that does the thing too, where every time, or no, it's every time Paul Rudd is on the show, they show the same clip from that like really, really
Mac and me. Yep.
yeah, Paul Rudd trying to talk up like the scene for the promoting, and then they've done it like a dozen times for Mac and Me, and he's never actually shown a clip of the movie. He does that when he's on Conan. I think that's his. Oh God, I love that. Please put a link to the Mac and Me clip on the show notes.
I've already typed it in.
Just for me, just so I can watch it again.
I'll put it in parentheses. For Bailey only.
Click on this link.
And I can track it so listeners don't even try.
Don't do that. Don't fucking try it.
Conan O'Brien's the thing he does on his new show where he plays the video games, like the Clueless Gamer.
Yes.
I don't really watch the show, but I pretty much always watch the Clueless Gamer whenever he adds one to his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
So
that is good. I completely agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
Do we have any other important Michael Jackson business to attend to?
I don't think so.
Shall we call this podcast then? Shall we adjourn this podcast?
I think so.
Bailey, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us with this game.
So much for letting me do this. This was a lot of fun.
We want to get you back for sure. And I was so happy when we saw this game on the list because I was like, all right, Bailey's got to come on and talk about this game.
It's like the only game I can talk about this month.
But not Drew. Not Drew. Just Bailey.
I can like see him in the door now and he can hear everything I'm saying. He looks over his shoulder and like waves at me like, hey.
Just mouth Dutch oven to him.
Tonight.
You.
You pointed him and then your butt.
Look at this garbage I've been eating. It's gonna be bad.
No, yeah. I'm just cleansed right now, so we're probably gonna be
I've eaten 6 heads of cabbage. Fuck you.
I bought stock and collard greens.
Yeah. Well, if you want to know more about our farts, do our podcast.
Yeah, please. Where can we find you?
Our podcast is Hops and Heroes. It is on iTunes and Stitcher and all the other podcasting things that you can do. We have a website, hopsandheroes.podbean.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're all over the place. So it's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we really like your show, and I'm glad that you're doing it. And it's always fun to hear you guys. So I especially like, obviously, when you talk about Final Fantasy 14.
Woo!
Because the Adam Levine fan club, which I want to go ahead and say that you named.
I know. I saw when you changed that on the thing. We're like, name courtesy of Bailey.
It's super important. I did. I re-listened to the episode where I talked about it, and I totally did. I just tried to steal that glory right up from under you.
I know.
After
this airs, you're going to go around and tell everybody you beat Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
I'll be like, yeah, he turns into the car at the end. So thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it. And please, everybody listening, check out Hops and Heroes. They do a good show.
Woo.
I've listened to every episode.
As have I.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tyler, you always ask questions too, so I always appreciate your questions.
And sometimes you do. Sometimes it doesn't sound like you do.
I love it when you reference Tyler on the show. Like there was one episode where Drew's like,
oh, no,
Tyler had a question. I think you were like, I almost called Tyler when I heard that episode.
So bad.
She did that. I immediately got on Facebook. Was like, yeah, okay.
But like, you have to understand that for me, like that kind of thing is very like I call people that I love like idiot, and dumb, runt, or like I'm just like ugh. Like they just like, oh, that's me being like, ah, like I have a weird backwards way of showing.
Oh, that cunt goblin.
Yeah.
No, it's a good thing.
No, I think in the episode too, I think like the second that happened, I was like, oh God, I can't believe I did. No,
I thought it was hilarious.
I love you guys. No, I love you guys. It's good. We're all good.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. So don't miss the next episode. We're going to play catch up and plow right through into the 21st game.
Do Comic Zone?
Do Comic Zone.
All right.
Sega Genesis.
God, that's one of my favorites too.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
You want to come back?
Maybe.
All
right. See you Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll be doing it Tuesday if you can make it.
Oh God.
Wait, you'll be on day 3 by then, so maybe.
Yeah, if I don't have like a migraine, then
Oh man, I have a MJ migraine right now. Like I stayed up way too late playing this game, and I feel fucking awful today. So, but I also ate Wendy's, so I can't really complain.
Just gonna double down on this.
Yeah, exactly.
We still need those 5-star iTunes reviews. So if you want to help us out, go there, give us a 5-star iTunes review, leave a comment. It'd be nice if we usually encourage like there's a guest host you want, or a game you want us to play, or a Patreon request, or if you just want to say something. We like that. So please go to iTunes and leave that. And whatever you include in that written review, we promise we'll get to that eventually.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. In the meantime, I've got some show notes up at tadpog.com. Do not click on the Paul Rudd Mac and Me link. That is for Bailey only. You can also find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. We're at tadpog_podcast. We do have a Patreon. We just recently published a bonus episode, a Patreon bonus episode for the month of July, which we... what the hell did we talk about? Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Can I tell you that this week has been a blur for me, and like I do feel like I'm dying rapidly, like I'm degenerating like MJ.
at your bar, yeah, you need to twirl around too much.
Yes, I did. That's exactly what happened. After I played the game, I did try to moonwalk for like 8 hours. Might be why I feel hungover. So if you want to listen to that, we welcome you to join us on Patreon. Thank you very much to those who have already donated. I have some people specifically that I would like to thank. As always, I'd like to thank Exalted Lord Micah Purdue, a.k.a. Micah Purdue, for upping his pledge on Patreon. I also need to thank Pat Lassinger for significantly upping his or her. I'm going to assume his because, it's Tadpog. I thank you very much for upping your pledge. And also I want to thank Rob Torres. I probably messed your name up, and if I did, I'm sorry. But thank you so much for increasing your pledge as well. So it's been it's amazing. It's amazing when you guys do that, and it really does actually make us feel good about this.
I'll be in that theater in no time at this rate.
I am not joking. We should set a Patreon stretch goal. I'm not kidding at all. We should set a goal where it's like, once we reach that much money, you go to that theater and you report back.
Oh, fuck.
It could even be a tiny one. It could even be a tiny stretch goal. Like if we get $10 more.
$10 in right now for it. Yeah, done. Sold.
All right, you got to go now. We know what our next Patreon bonus episode is.
Oh, man.
Let's go. We should go.
We just talk about the creepy places in Paducah we can go to and check out.
Oh, man. That's like a spin-off podcast.
If we go together, we'll get the couple rate.
All right, let's do it. I'm in.
Look, if I could go with you, I would go.
Yeah, the invitation is open.
Yeah, you're only like 5 hours away.
If you feel like driving 5 to 6 hours.
5 hours for this.
How about when you guys come down for Dragon Con, we'll like leave the con for a day, and I'll take you to some creepy ass a strip club.
That sounds amazing. I am in 100%.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you very much to everybody who's donating on Patreon. It is wonderful that you do that. We have a Twitch channel. You can actually see me playing Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. If you'd like to, just do a search for Tadpog. We'll pop up. Tyler, I know you've got an Instagram going for us. So I'm sure the dolphin/dog/badger French tickler will be on there. I'll model it for you.
Attached. Yeah. It's fine. It's like you can't show the nipple on TV. Like we can't show the head on the podcast. So you just show some neck. It's fine.
I am tempted to, before I leave here, put that on, take a photograph of it, send it to Nikki, and just not say anything about it. Just
when you go home, don't say anything about it.
Just let it. There's just silence there. Anything else?
If you want to send us something, if you want to send us a package with games, food, letters about Indian coworkers and making them uncomfortable, whatever you want to do, send that to Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. And the Instagram is tadpog_podcast. And that's all I got.
All right. Bailey,
Yes.
how would you like to close this out?
Well, our theme song is Move That Sycamore Drive. Link to that train with the show notes at tadpog.com.
Nailed it.
I know. I was going to keep going with all this. Yeah. This is my redemption because when I was on this with Drew a long time ago, I messed up.
Yeah.
I messed up the ending. So is this where I say it? Am I doing it now?
Well, we'll all say it, but how, in what fashion should we do it?
Oh God. Like Michael Jackson, maybe?
All right.
Or like Michael Jackson, like talking to a child after he's shown them a bad video.
After he showed him his dolphin. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So until next time. Tropical. Come here.
Michael!
So Paul and Chandra got married. They're totally officially married.
Yeah.
From her Facebook post, she seems to be very happy about it. And she changed her name to Chandra Corn. And I enjoy that now she sounds like a mythical Pokemon. So did you know that in Pallet Town, if you go north behind the bushes and go underneath the rock, you can expose a firestone and a Chandracorn appears. And you can catch the legendary Chandracorn. I love you, Paul and Chandra.
Yes, we love you. Congratulations.